The point of this new video series was to use humor as a vehicle through which we review Big Ten football games played on the weekend prior to recording.
Let's go blue! Let's go blue! Let's go blue!
We own you!
Oh, we've been waiting a year to do that.
Yes.
Since the last time we did it. Last year.
Since the last time. Oh, 2 in a row.
2 in a row. 2 in a row.
If we weren't doing this last year, we could blow everybody's eardrums out again. Oh my gosh. Why?
It's too much celebration. All right, we have to calm down now. We have to get real.
Right.
We have to get into this video. Hello, football fans, and welcome to the Team Rivalry Big Ten Championship Weekend Preview. I am your host, Cliff Richardson. As you can see, Buckeyes are, in fact, nuts. Below me is Mackenzie Richardson, our commentator extraordinaire. Mac, how's it going?
Good.
All right.
Good. Very good. Fantastic.
It's good.
Everything's
fantastic.
Great. We're playing for another Big Ten championship. I got my shirt from last year right here. That's nice. right here. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like we're going to win a natty this year.
Oh, I would like to see that.
Yep. That's going to
When's the last one? 1997?
It is.
That's pretty cool. And that's when they just used to pick them. They didn't actually play for it. They just said, you get it.
You get it. Yeah, and then Nebraska thought they got it, and
they got it. Yeah,
they didn't get it.
Now they've stopped arguing about it because, well, it's been a fantastic season. Michigan is sitting at 12-0 for the very first time, which sounds kind of wild because you think of Michigan's championship history, except for the last 12, 13, 14 years, but. The last time when Michigan won the national championship in 1997, they played, was that a 9-game season?
10?
I can't remember if that was 9 or 11.
Ooh,
anyway, it wasn't 12. But okay, well, you look it up while I'm going to the rest of it here. But anyway, this is Michigan hasn't won the Big Ten since it went to 12 games. So this is the first time they've been 12-0. And now they're going to the Big Ten championship with Purdue. And that is, in fact, the only game we're talking about this week because it's the only game this week. Before we get into it, though, I want to remind everybody where you can find us. TeamRivalry.com is the website. Mac, if you're ready, where can they find us on the socials?
You can find us on Twitter if you hate yourself that much. We are at Rivalry B1G. That's a capital B, a capital G, and a capital R right there at the beginning. Also, newsflash for you. Michigan did go 12-0 in 1997.
Oh, with the bowl game?
Oh, yeah, maybe. That
must have been a bowl game. Yeah, because they went to the Rose Bowl 4, 5, and they won the Rose Bowl.
8, 9, 10. They had an 11-game regular season, and then they won the Rose Bowl against Washington State.
Washington State, yeah.
Yep. So that would do it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time they've gone 12-0 regular season.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Excellent.
Yes.
Looking for the 13-0.
Right.
So as far as the social... You said Twitter. Did you mention YouTube?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you can also find us right here on YouTube, which is where you're watching the video. So if you couldn't find us and yet you somehow found the video, I don't really know how to speak to you. You've done something weird.
It's difficult. It's kind of a paradox. It's like a looping infinite universe there. Yeah.
I'm not sure about the science of that.
The science is good.
So go ahead and give it a like, a subscribe, maybe comments on this guy's faulty science.
If you're still interested.
And we just got a new social platform too, didn't we?
We did. We are on the Insta.
Oh my.
On the Gram. I guess I haven't kept up. It used to be called Insta, and then for a while it was called the Gram. What is it? Yeah. Is it one of those now, or is it Instagram?
I believe everyone, well, the kids really.
The kids, yeah,
are referring to it as Insta. But as our cameraman, who shall not be named because she wanted no part of this, has said, when you do something crazy, you're doing it for the gram. So it's like early 2010s YOLO.
Yes.
Except YOLO was also early 2010. So
you hold up your phone, you do the thing, and you go for the gram.
For the gram, doing it for the gram.
Right. Mm-hmm. Our Instagram account is the same as our Twitter account at rivalryb1g, just to make it easier to find.
That's pretty easy.
And thank you for everyone who has subscribed already. Our Instagram already has a couple of followers, which is kind of nice. We are now in, as we said, championship weekend. And we like this championship weekend because one of our favorite teams is playing, Michigan. And they are at this. Oh, my goodness. I lost all my controls.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Here we go. Boom. There it is. The Big Ten championship game. We are seeing the screen on there, right? Did I share the screen, or am I the only one looking at it?
No, you shared it. We're good.
All right.
No producer.
I can't see. Yes, it is the 2022 Big Ten championship game. That is the only game we're talking about, as I've said far too many times already. And that, in case you haven't been to the website, that is a shot from our website. That's what it looks like when you go to one of the games.
Yes.
Also, no, wait, let me go back. Forget you saw that. The news this week, Cade McNamara, as everybody probably knows, has entered the transfer portal, and we just found out, I actually just found out about an hour ago, that he has in fact signed with Iowa. Transferred to Iowa. I guess you don't really sign until you get it committed. That's it.
Yeah.
He is committed.
He is committed.
He has been committed to Iowa. The only kicker there is I looked ahead at the next year's schedule, and we don't play Iowa. Well, Michigan doesn't play Iowa next year.
I'm okay with that.
Which is kind of a bummer, because that would have been cool to see JJ and Cade go head to head. No? Why
not? Because it's like when Anakin and Obi-Wan fought at the end of episode 3. It's like I know who I should want to win, but honestly I want them both to win, which means I want them both to lose, which means I just hate myself. Like, this is not good.
Now what could happen if JJ and Cade both do good jobs, we could be looking at a Michigan-Iowa Big Ten championship next year. So it could still happen.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That really sucks.
Oh, I forgot the winner. Man. They did say, though, now they're doing away with divisions.
Not next year.
Not next year. 2024?
Yeah, when UCLA and USC join.
Okay.
Okay, but there's a saving grace here. Iowa's offense is so bad that Cade could play well and look good, but they could potentially still not go anywhere. At least not to the Big Ten championship. Then Michigan doesn't have to play them.
Right. Yeah. If Cade carries the team, could have trouble there.
Like he did in 2020.
Right. But Cade is a great player. We love Cade. We're hoping he's successful at Iowa. Looking forward to him doing good things over there.
Yes.
As we said, the CFP is expanding. No, I didn't say that. We talked about divisions. They're going to do away with divisions in 2024. They're also going to expand the playoffs to a 12-team playoff. Mac and I have some discussions about that. We're not going to get into those today. We're going to wait until the end of the season. We'll talk about expanding to 12 teams and all that and what that looks like. Unless you wanted to say something about it real quick.
Yes. All right. Real quick. We can have like a full debate, because I think you disagree, or you did earlier anyway.
I mean, I'll take the disagreeing position. I don't necessarily disagree, but
okay,
I can see some of the other side of it.
So let me preface this. I'll just preface my quick 30-second thoughts by saying something for 15 seconds, and that would be this. I could see 6 teams, with the first 2 teams having a first round bye. Okay, 12 teams is ridiculous. All right. You are taking games that would have it. the regular season would have decided who belongs in those games, and expanding the playoff to 12 teams then takes those games in the regular season and says, you don't really matter. Okay. So as Michigan fans, the immediate example that pops into our heads is, okay, Michigan's 11-0, Ohio State's 11-0. Michigan and Ohio State play each other. One of them wins. Okay. Without divisions, so this won't be as much of an issue next year, but without divisions, those teams then probably meet again in the Big Ten championship game. So they're playing twice in a row. Okay, so it doesn't matter who wins that game, because then they're both going to be in the playoffs. So the game, the end of the regular season, that game means less. The Big Ten championship is just to say, okay, well, you beat them on this particular week. That makes you the Big Ten championship. Could you imagine if like Michigan won the Big Ten championship game, but Ohio State won the game? Ohio State fans are going to be like, well, we're the real Big Ten champions because we won when it mattered. And then Michigan's going to be like, well, we won when it actually mattered. And then it's just going to be a game of timing semantics. But they're both going to the playoffs. So what happens if they go to the national championship together? It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right.
They have already said that with an expanded playoff to 12 teams, number 12 Tulane would be going to Columbus to play number 5 Ohio State. Do we really think Ohio State's not going to wipe the floor with Tulane? Give me a break. They keep saying like, oh, well, this championship week, there aren't nearly as many meaningful games for as far as the playoff is concerned. Yeah, because those meaningful games already happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those meaningful games already happened. Iowa played Minnesota, and I believe Iowa won. Minnesota gets knocked out of Big Ten contention. That's just what happens. Iowa's not a good team. So Iowa plays Illinois. Iowa loses. Purdue and Illinois play. I don't even remember who won because the Big Ten West was that terrible this year. But the Big Ten East, Michigan and Ohio State won all of their games. They did everything that you asked of them. Michigan did a little bit more. Michigan deserves to go. So sorry. I don't understand what the issue is here. Oh, you guys lost 2 games. That's okay. You can still get in the playoffs. Here's your 12 seed. Now go play Ohio State on the road. Okay. Oh, go play Alabama on the road. Like, no. There isn't a world where a 2-loss Tulane team belongs anywhere near a road that leads to the freaking national championship. Stop with the madness, Danny Cannell. Please.
And that is Mac's 30-second take on the expanded playoffs. Actually, you made a video on that too. That's back in the archives there. We'll have to throw that in the show notes. Because we do have that one. Yeah. All right. Moving on from the news. Now let's get into our picks, which turned out to be pretty good. I think from one of our best weeks, actually. So, yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay. Ooh,
so what I did here, I add some color coding. The red ones are our worst games. You had a tie for worst. I had my worst game was worse than both of your worst games. And then the green are our 2 best games. So why don't you give us the rundown there of what's going on?
Well, I'll just start with this. Iowa, you're desperate for Cade. Okay. So you're dead to me until Cade turns your program around. I don't understand how you lose to Nebraska with a Big Ten title berth on the line. You fell butt backwards into the Big Ten championship game last year because Wisconsin loses to Minnesota in what should be a fluke game, but then Minnesota beat Wisconsin again this year. And you had a chance to fall butt backwards into the championship game again. And all you had to do was beat potentially the worst Nebraska team in modern history. And you lost. Yeah, I'm going to skip over the second one because I'll get to that one last. No, I'll cover it. I'm excited. I called Michigan 31-28. And I'm kind of shocked that I was low on Michigan and high on Ohio State.
Yeah.
So that's wild to me. Your algorithm was just throwing around all kinds of disrespect.
Well, now, okay, so the algorithm then is reflective of all of the analysts.
Okay.
Because according to the analysts, what I have should have happened from the algorithm. That's what they were predicting. You remember Fox Noon, 4 of the 5 guys said OSU was going to win, and they only had them by 1 or 2 scores.
That's true.
And that's what the algorithm came up with. So the flip-flop is what blew us all away. Fortunately, you had it, you understood more of that flip-flop, so you got a closer score there. But at any rate, I'm not actually sure what that means, except that the algorithm is seeing the stats the same way the analysts are, but it's not, it's proving that the analysts aren't always right.
See, this result to me says that we need to figure out a mathematical way to calculate the X factor. The X factor being,
I don't know. I don't think you can, though.
I
think that's just the nature of it.
But that's why I called Michigan to win. Was I thought going into the game Ohio State was going to win. My call there was I want Michigan to win, and if they do win, it's because of the X factor. And that X factor for me was exactly what happened. JJ's all of a sudden going to be able to hit downfield passes, and he hit 3 for touchdowns.
Yep.
So, and that's kind of what I thought. I thought Harbaugh was holding back all season long, and maybe, just maybe, he was going to let it loose this game, and that's what happened. Mm-hmm. So if there's a way to calculate that into an algorithm, I don't know what it is, but maybe you could put some sort of a 1 or 2 score bonus in there for momentum.
Oh, there's an idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Moving on from that, Rutgers, you are dead to me. Northwestern and Illinois. How in the world you called 42-7 for Maryland and Rutgers? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Yeah.
No, that's a great final score there for you. Jeez. Northwestern and Illinois. That was close. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Illinois' offense has really fallen off, though. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, ever since they were ranked in the CFP, they kind of took a downward turn.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana and Purdue, I was nearly dead on. And oh man, you were even closer than I was.
Yeah, I was only off by 2. Oh, now I'm just realizing that one was a tie with my with Wisconsin, Minnesota.
With your best game, yeah. Nice job there. Penn State, Michigan State. I know Michigan State to a T. I knew exactly that's what was going to happen.
Oh man, yeah, 1 point. Nice.
Penn State, on the other hand, though, slowed down quite a bit more than I thought they would. I wonder if I didn't watch the game, so I'm wondering if they pulled some first stringers to rest them for the bowl game or something.
Probably. They didn't really have to try too hard in that game, so why risk it, I guess.
I think I gave a little bit more love to Michigan State's offense than you did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would have been right there with me with just a point off or 2.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Well, I was 9 points off, but
9 points off. Yeah, so 1 more score, you would have been 2 points off. Whatever.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Minnesota. Again, another result that just doesn't make sense. But you were only 4 points off, and you called Minnesota to win. So again, good on you.
Hey.
Yeah.
When the algorithm works, it works.
It works. And when it doesn't, well, you get Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah. Moving on to our overalls. The team rivalry overalls. You can wear them in the winter. We're only wait a minute. I'm 1 game ahead of you, but you are like 300 points ahead of me.
See, and that's where I think we should come up with some sort of bonus structure for whoever calls the most correct games or correct winners. The loser has to take on like 100, penalty points or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess looking at that this really wasn't one of our best weeks. This is like number 5 because weeks 6, 7, 8, and 9, you were under 100.
And then 8 and 9, you were
8 and 9. I was under 100. Yeah.
Yeah, you were. I guess I had 75 week 9, but week 8, man, you killed me.
Oof. Yeah. All right. Are you ready for the trivia question?
Do it.
Here we go. Which Big Ten championship game featured 2 unranked teams?
This happened?
This happened.
Could it have possibly have been the first one? Wisconsin and Nebraska?
Nope. Give you one more guess.
Michigan State, Iowa?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Really?
But do you know what year it was?
2015?
Yes, you are correct, sir.
Boom.
2015.
They were
and
both...
that's funny because you answered my bonus question first. What 2 teams played? But yeah, it was Iowa and Michigan State 2015. And Michigan State beat Iowa 16-13. So it was a tight game too.
16-13. Are you sure neither team was ranked?
Pretty sure.
No, Michigan State was number 6 and Iowa was number 9. I was gonna say I remember them being ranked.
Uh-oh. Really?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's the year Michigan State went to the playoffs and lost to Alabama 31-0.
Oh no.
Do you by chance have bad data in the website?
I guess I do.
Oh crud.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got it. Well, all right then. All right, well, forget that.
38-0. Alabama beat Michigan State 38-0.
Yes. No, 28.
38. I'm looking at the score right now, man.
Oh, all right. I thought it was 28. Wasn't that the one? Because this one we said the Michigan held Alabama to 28 points. Or was that a different game? We're way off now. So this is the problem is in our team rivalry database, I guess, see, I should have checked it. I usually check my data on other sites too, but the team rivalry database has been created by myself in that I've been gathering data from all of these other sites and compiling it into our team rivalry database so that you can do different kinds of stats that you don't normally get on your ESPNs and your Fox Sports and all of that. It's supposed to hit some of those tidbits that you hear during the game. You know, what happened in this year when this happened? And so that's what you can kind of do on the team rivalry site. Unfortunately, sometimes there are typos and errors in the data, and I've been finding them all the time, and I clean them up, and we're pretty good. Obviously, this was a glaring error that I didn't double check, and I went and made the question about it, and now it's completely wrong. But still, somehow Mac guessed the right game. Now, let that be a lesson to you. It was factually incorrect, but morally right.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, neither team deserved to be ranked, but somehow they both were.
Exactly.
So,
goodness gracious.
Michigan would have gone to the playoffs that year.
Probably.
If they expanded
if they
to 12
had been
teams.
there.
No, if they expanded,
weren't.
If they expanded to 12 teams.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It was number 12 Michigan, number 4
But in
Ohio
2015,
State.
Yeah, they would have been out the first round anyway in 2015. Oh my goodness, we're already running out of time.
Are we serious? Oops.
Next week's game. This is the Big Ten Championship. It is the 12th annual Big Ten Conference Championship game. It is the second appearance for Michigan and the first appearance for Purdue. Congratulations to Purdue for getting there. Only a year after Michigan. Michigan's only been there twice, as I said. This is the 60th meeting between Michigan and Purdue. Michigan leads the series 45-14. Michigan is favored by 16.5 points. Michigan is coming off of an amazing, super fantastic win over, well, the entire Big Ten, let's just say. They are 12-0, remember? 9-0 in the conference. Although the cool thing about the game with Michigan and Purdue is that they haven't played yet this year. So this is not a rematch. This is a first match. Michigan's path to this championship has been a straight line, 12-0, 9-0 in the conference. Purdue's path, as we have talked about many times on this show, has not been a straight line. The West has been a mess with different teams taking the lead at different times. At one point, Minnesota was in the lead. They won their first 3 games, and we thought Minnesota's going to take it away. They didn't. They fell apart. And then we thought, at one point, I think we thought Iowa was going to do it. And at another point, Illinois was clearly in the lead. They were actually ranked in the CFP. But they fell apart. Purdue hung on, like Purdue often does. They hang in there. They beat teams you wouldn't think they would beat. They lose to teams you wouldn't think they would lose to. And I don't want to diminish what they've done. They've accomplished quite a bit. As you said, this is only Michigan's second time in the Big Ten championship, so it's not like Michigan is this big championship team that has a history to brag about with regards to the Big Ten championship. The stats, though, the stats you see on your screen, Michigan outranks Purdue or outweighs Purdue in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 categories. Points per game, points allowed, yards rushing, pass yards allowed, rush yards allowed. The only one that Purdue wins in is yards passing, which has been a tough spot for Michigan all season long until the Ohio State game, when everything just clicked in the second half. Everything just clicked, and you had Michigan's first 75-yard run for a touchdown, only to be followed up by the second 85-yard, or 5 minutes later to have the 85-yard run for a touchdown. Actually, both of those were runs. I don't know why I said that, because we're talking about passing, but they had some really good passing going on in that second half.
Big plays. They're all big plays.
That's what I want to say as far as the stats go. Mac, take it away. What do you see in this game? Who's going to win? What's going to happen? What are we looking at?
All right. Well, so first off, I'll say this: Michigan's going to win. So a lot of people have been saying, can the Spoilermakers make a return? Can we see, what is Purdue going to do against a top 5 team? Purdue beats top 5 teams at home. They don't really beat top 5 teams on the road. I don't remember the last time they beat a top 5 team on the road. And this is a neutral site. There's a lot on the line for Michigan. So they're just not going to have the competitive edge, I don't think. The other thing is this too. All of the prayers, good vibes, and whatnot to Purdue quarterback Aiden O'Connell. Not sure if you heard, his brother passed away.
I did, yeah.
You did hear that. Yeah, that's absolutely awful news. He's a fantastic quarterback, and I'm sure his family has to be hurting, so definitely sending some love his way. That being said, it sounds like he's still practicing, and it sounds like he's going to be playing his heart out for this particular game. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds, because he is a huge part of the Purdue offense. And I'm already thinking, like, if he's even on his game, I still don't think that they can do much against Michigan's defense right now. Just the way with how Michigan's defense is playing. Purdue is basically the same offense as Ohio State, except not quite as talented, although against certain opponents, when Purdue's offense is on, they're definitely on it. It's just unfortunate for them that Michigan's offense was kind of holding back all year and is now also on it, and their defense has been on it all year long. And so I think without getting too much into the weeds on stats and stuff like that, Michigan's just the much stronger team here. And I fully expect them to blow the doors off. Maybe not necessarily early, but I think it's going to be a 2-score game by halftime. And then I see a final score of about a 4 or 5 score differential. I won't give my pick just yet, or my final score prediction just yet.
Yeah, like I said before the show, I was looking at the Bleacher Report, and they're even talking about this just being a blowout for Michigan. It's one of those things, though, when you have that idea in your head that it's the Spoilermakers, and people start saying things like blowout and domination and all that before the game has even started, that's when I start to worry. But these players have been, Harbaugh has these guys disciplined and conditioned. Focused, if they went into Columbus and still dominated, knowing the record against Ohio State over the last 20 years, there's nothing these guys can't do.
Yeah.
I mean, that is laser sharp focus. That was just incredible.
Yeah. Actually, real quick on that too. I know we're running out of time. Donovan Edwards, a couple of history things that I heard from Steve Dace at Michigan Podcast. Shout out to him. He found out, or I heard from him, that Donovan Edwards is the first Michigan player ever, or has, I'll start with this, has the longest touchdown, or had the longest touchdown run ever against Ohio State for a Michigan player at 75 yards. And then broke that record 5 minutes later with his 85-yard touchdown run. He is now
incredible.
He is now the first and only Wolverine player in the 140 some odd year history of Michigan football. He is the only player ever to throw, catch, and run for a 60+ yard touchdown.
Yeah.
He has caught a 60-yard touchdown. He has thrown a 60-yard touchdown pass, and he's run a 60-yard touchdown pass. Only Michigan player ever to do it.
Yep. I think Harbaugh was even using the word legend to talk about Edwards. I mean, we worry about Blake Corum, whether or not he's going to play, but man, Michigan has a deep bench.
Yes.
They've got it covered, I think.
They do.
I want to say too, real quick, a lot of the trash that's been talked about Ohio State. I want to put it out there that CJ Stroud is a fantastic quarterback.
Yes.
He has nothing to be ashamed of. If anybody is at fault in that game, it's Ryan Day for his play calling. That was on him, not CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm. 4th and 6 in Michigan territory, down 2 scores, and you punt?
Yeah.
Really?
Although he said it might have been a fake punt. I don't know, but they didn't carry that out because they didn't communicate well. Again, that's on Ryan Day for not putting a better plan in place.
Right. Yeah.
The algorithm, now I want to say Bleacher Report has Michigan 42, Purdue 17. All right, so those are the analysts. The algorithm came up with number 2 Michigan 42, Purdue 7. What do you got?
Wow. So you don't think Purdue's going to score at all, or once?
Well, just once. I think they're going to score early as Michigan's trying to figure things out, and then that'll be the end.
Okay. All right, so it's kind of like I said. We've got a minute left, so I'm going to go through this quickly. It's kind of like I said earlier. I think it's going to be a close first quarter, and then Michigan's going to pick it up going on after that. Second half, Michigan is going to show up. Michigan's been dominant in second halves because Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator, has been able to make adjustments. Sharon Moore and Matt Weiss, the offensive co-coordinators, have also made great adjustments. Michigan's throwing the ball better than they have all season. Michigan's going to dominate this game, 45-17. Can you see mine?
I can't. I'll take your word for it.
Oh my gosh, you can't.
A lot of contrast there.
Contrast of color.
45-17.
Yes,
there it is. 45-17. All right. Excellent. Okay, we are on Zoom time. We are almost out of time for this call. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the championship game. I want to say go blue. Mac, you probably want to say go blue.
Go blue.
Now, Mac, take us out.
This is Team Rivalry.